Hello everybody, this is Cheri at djsundries.blogspot.com and I have a birthday card to make for you. Tomorrow is my husband's birthday and I wanted to make him a special birthday card. And so I pulled out the La Vie en Rose paper pack from Close to My Heart. Now you might be saying, boy, that is not very masculine. You must be making a really super romantic frilly card. No, I'm not. I am making what you will see is a very masculine card, because not only in this paper pack do you have all the pretty rose colored paper, but you also have this fabulous stripe paper that on the other side has a herringbone, and you have this very fun pattern paper that on the other side is polka dots. So let's get started into the card. Now, some other items that I used is I used some Lagoon paper from Close to My Heart, which is this fun teal color. And then I pulled out, for the very first time that I've used, the Artistry cartridge. Now, I have heard this cartridge described as an updated Art Philosophy cartridge. And if you watch my videos, you know that Art Philosophy is my favorite Cricut cartridge of all time, bar none. It is my go-to Cricut cartridge. However, seeing the trendy different patterns in this one, I don't know, the verdict's still out, but this may move right up there close. Art Philosophy, better watch out, because this may be taking its place. So I pulled my Artistry cartridge, and I found on page 22, I found this fun bow tie. So I took it and I cut it at, I believe it was 2 inches, and I got a super fun, super cute bow tie out of polka dots. Now, it's kind of quirky and fun and masculine. So what I did is I went ahead and I cut out my main one, and then I cut some slightly larger to kind of back it. And I decided that it doesn't really fit that well, and I haven't played in the design studio or anything like that recently. So what I did is I just took another piece of Lagoon and backed that bow tie and hand trimmed it, and then I took another piece of black and backed the Lagoon and hand trimmed it again. And you'll see why, because this card is all about layers. So let's pull out the next layer. So I have this piece of Lagoon, and I have it cut at, I don't even remember now, it's about 4 7/8 wide by 3 3/4 inches tall. And then I mounted that to a little tiny piece of, or to a piece of black, and I just trimmed it really super close to the edge. So there's probably maybe a 1/16 of an inch all the way around, and I did that just so I could make it pop a little bit more. So then the stamp set that I'm using, as this is kind of an oldie and a goodie. This is from the Artiste birthday cartridge that came with the Artiste cartridge pack. And so I pulled that stamp set and I pulled out the big ol' happy birthday, and I have it sitting here. So we are just going to simply ink that up and put it near the top. So I've got my black here, and we're just going to ink up that big bold banner sticker. And you can see how simple this card is, because this stamp is so large and it covers up so much of the card. By the time I get my bow tie on, we are done. So I like it. It's simple. Let's kind of wipe off the extra off my stamp. It's simple, but it's still going to look amazing for a masculine birthday. So I am just going to eyeball that and kind of center it in the top without getting my head on camera, which is always a bit of a challenge. Because that is such a large stamp, I want to be sure that I get it pressed in really well. And then lift it up, and there we have our happy birthday. Now, I'm off camera here, but I'm just cleaning my stamp because this stamp has already been stained from stuff I've left on it, so I don't want to just continually leave stuff on it. And we will put that away. And then we are ready to start assembling our card. So I took a daisy white card base, as you see here, and I've already prepped it. So I have taken a piece of that stripe paper from La Vie en Rose, and I cut it 1/8 of an inch smaller. So it's cut at 5 3/8 wide by about 4 1/8 tall. And so we're going to mount that on the middle. So you see that my second piece is much smaller so that you could kind of see the stripe behind it. If you just go down in 1/4 inch increments, which I often do when I'm mounting if I'm just using solids, but if you do that when you're using pattern paper, that bottom layer gets lost, and we don't want to lose that bottom layer because that's part of the fun. So I just center that and just center that on the top and bottom, which you do kind of lose a little bit into that black stripe, but that's okay, I'm good with that. And then we are just going to mount our bow tie. Now, I mentioned in a recent video how that the more mats you use, the more substantial the card feels, and I really feel that way about this card. This card is actually a fairly heavy card. In fact, if I was mailing it, which I'm not because it's for my husband, it perhaps would even need, even though it's flat and doesn't have any really extra dimension, it's heavy enough it might be borderline needing more, because not only did I do that on the outside, which by the way is done, isn't that adorable, but on the inside I did a lot of mats using the same paper. So how I did that is I took another piece of the striped paper, it's cut at the same dimensions as the front at 5 3/8 by 4 1/8, and then I shrunk way down to separate the polka dot from it. I added just a little bit of lagoon, and then the polka dot, and then a lagoon mat, because I don't have a lot to write in there. And I'm just going to write a little message to my husband, and there we have our card. Super simple, cute, and really fun for him. Now come back soon and I'm going to show you what I did to make a fun envelope to go with the card. So thanks so much for stopping by today, and remember, take some time to enjoy the little things. Have a great day. Bye.